Today, I want to answer a question I was recently asked about how to afford nursing school. The student wrote, "My biggest concern is being able to finance nursing, my nursing degree as a low income student. Is there any advice on how to go about affording the program?" Now, the first thing that everybody usually jumps to when they think about how to afford nursing is scholarships, grants, and loans. And while those can be helpful, there are actually three other things that are much more important, I would say, or at least less obvious, that can definitely make the difference as to whether your paying for nursing school becomes an extreme burden or whether it's just something that you have to do to reach your dream of becoming a nurse. So, the first thing to do is that you need to do your research before you even sign up for a school to find the most affordable program in your area. I can promise you that nursing schools vary widely in how much they cost. Everything, from the maybe a local community college to a private for-profit school. Things that can make a difference is the length of the program, their NCLEX pass rate, their size, whether the for-profit, not-for-profit, private school, a state school. There's so many factors, but don't assume that just because a school is a community college that it's going to be cheaper than another school. Do your homework and compare the tuition values to see what is the most affordable because you can end up overpaying by tens of thousands of dollars if you just jump into the first nursing program that will accept you. Um, and if you can, now sometimes these programs you might be able to finish a semester or two or faster too. Now, if you can afford it, then that's great. You get what you pay for in terms of speed too, also. But if you're lower income or you don't want the extra debt, if you're taking out loans, um, then you kind of have to balance those, and make the decision that's best, even if it means graduating a semester or two longer, which is no problem, okay? You're not too old for nursing school. The second thing to consider is in how to afford nursing school is to consider working during nursing school. Now, a lot of nursing programs really discourage this, and for obvious reasons, because if you can, of course, it's going to be better not to work and just to focus on school. However, let's see, like life happens, right? We got bills to pay, we got mouths to feed. So I can promise you that there are a ton of nursing students who work while going to school and are still successful at it. That you have to be very, very good with your time. You have to be efficient with your studying. You have to really stay on top of things, and you're going to have to sacrifice a lot in order to do it. But in order to reach your dreams, sometimes you got to sacrifice. Okay. So working during school can be an option to help pay for it. Another thing to look for is employers who might be willing to do some tuition reimbursement, especially if you're already in a healthcare position, because they may be interested in investing in you so that you can become a nurse, especially if you know that you want to stay at that same location long term. They might even offer a contract where they would give you a certain amount of tuition assistance or a larger sign-on bonus if you promise to work for a certain amount of time. Now, if your future plans are pretty set in stone, then that might be a good option. If you're not sure what you want to do when you graduate, then you might want to just be careful of those kind of programs. But working in general, it's a paycheck and it will help you pay for nursing school. Now, the third thing that I recommend to help you pay for nursing school is not what you expect. It's recognizing the value of investing in yourself. It's worth it to continue your education if it helps move you closer to your dream. Okay, you can't be a nurse without going to nursing school. So if that's your dream, that's what you have to do. However, you also want to be proactive about making sure that you can get through that dream as smoothly as possible. Because even though you don't think it will happen to you, nobody ever thinks it's going to happen to them, that they're going to fail a class, that they're going to fail out of school. And so it's really important to consider that and be proactive about it. Now, I have a VIP tutoring membership, and I had a recent member who joined. I asked her, "Why did you join?" And what she told me for her reason for joining was, I don't want to be one of those students who doesn't take advantage of help until they're almost failing. I want to look for help in the very beginning. And that's exactly the kind of student I like to work with because I work with students all the way from the beginning, just getting ready to start nursing school to the end, and have failed NCLEX 2, even 3 times. And trust me, it's easier to start at the beginning, getting the help you need before there's a problem, preventing any problems so that you don't end up at the end either having to sit out a year because you failed a class and it's not offered again until next year, or having to transfer nursing schools because you couldn't pass the dosage calculation and they kicked you out of the program, or having to lose out on a job opportunity because you failed NCLEX and they won't keep you on until you get your license. So, so really supporting yourself, keeping room in your budget to get a little extra help when you need it if your school doesn't offer free tutoring or have the support that you need, which most don't, unfortunately. And one affordable way to do that is through the Your Nursing Tutor VIP tutoring membership. Now, when I used to do one-on-one tutoring, I had to charge $75 an hour, and I always hated doing that because I knew it was out of reach financially for most nursing students who are on a budget. But now with the membership, I can provide the same kind of support, teach you the same strategies, help you get more confident, and help you uh, learn to understand the information the way a nurse does so that you can be automatically training your brain to think like a nurse as you study for your classes. If you would like more information about that option, you can find it at yournursingtutor.com/VIP.